Can we get started with the roll call?
Coordinator will call the roll.
Hello. Clarissa Arrieta. Evelyn Alvarez. Gandhi Ambrose. Zion Baldwin. Daniel Barber. Robert Barnes. Cecil Brooks Jr. Betty Bryant Brown. Stephanie Calzado. Carolyn Chamorro. Maura Cosme. Christina Colbert. Audrey De Jesus. Jacqueline De Jesus. Naisha Diary. Linda Duke. Josephine. Ramona. Henry Gomez. Brenda Goodwin, excused. Christina Kaka. Sanji Lopez. Leslie Lopez Fernandez, Chair, Leslie said it should be done. Paula Martinez. Delorian Moore. Argelia Ortiz. Emmanuel Padilla. Marilyn Pena. Freddie Perez Jr. Rosa Pinero. Joyce. Claudia. Jose Rodriguez. Mohammed Sheikh. Patricia Simpson. Whitney Williams. Caesar Young. We have four.
Thank you, Stephen. Okay, let's approve the agenda. Can I get a motion with show of hand for the first motion and a show of hand for the second motion to approve the agenda? Can I get a motion to approve? Ms. Josephine Burns?
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Can I get a second? Patricia?
I second the motion.
Any discussion on the motion? Any abstention? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda is approved. All right, so we're gonna go into our public speaking session. If there's anyone in right now who wants to, come up for 3 minutes and just talk about maybe your organization, a community issue, or something that you want the community board to know, we have some forms for you to fill out so that you can get 3 minutes to talk about the issue. Right now, what I have is Carolina Rodriguez, who is from 40 Brooklyn. Awesome. Yep, so you can go to the mic, Carolina, thank you.
Where's the mic, I'm sorry. Hi, my name is Carolina Rodriguez. I'm a long-time resident of the area, on and off, primarily around here in Morris Avenue. But now I moved to 40 Brooklyn Boulevard, and my kid goes to the 3K program at PS 149 Baby Saturday School. And in the past couple of PTA meetings, several parents in the PTA have raised the issue that basically PS 49 cannot close the gate for the schoolyard because it's owned by the Parks Department. I'm sorry. Okay. And since they cannot close the yard, they have several people from the community coming in, bleeding garbage, teachers don't have their needles, broken glass, teachers have to come out before the kids go out into the yard for recess to pick up glass, to pick up hypodermic needles. And I think the simple fact that the schoolyard, the gate is allowed to be open at all times, that's a major safety issue. Basically, a kid with a low issues can run out to the street and get hit by a car. If the school will be allowed to close that gate, that wouldn't be an issue anymore. And I've heard some people say, oh, so the school has some personnel to supervise. That's not enough. If you have a bunch of kids running around in the yard and there's a gate that is wide open, it only takes one kid to run fast enough and run out of my yard into the street. And when this was raised at the PTA, but the administration said that they agreed that the gate should be closed, but that it was a property of the Parks Department and that the city would not allow the school to close the gate. And I think that there's a simple solution to this. How about just letting the school close the gate during school hours and just make it open to the community when school is not in function? Or there has to be a common sense solution to this. It shouldn't be so black and white. There has to be some creative thinking, some flexibility, research for the safety of these kids. So that's one issue. I don't want to run out of time. The second issue is the NYPD parking lot on the same block as the school is always full of garbage, which means that the NYPD, as the landlord or the property owner of this parking lot, they should be responsible for picking up the garbage in front of the property. The community children, the students going to PS 149 shouldn't have to walk through mounds of garbage and dog excrement every day just to get to school. That's depressing, demoralizing for the children and for the families that live in the neighborhood. So, yeah, those are the two issues that I raised.
Thank you, Carolina. I have a question. You said, the NYPD parking lot is close to the school?
It's on the same block as the school.
It's on the same block as the school, okay. Do we have parks department? Yeah. I have just a question. Do you know that school?
That's actually a playground, yes, we use the playground. I'm the park manager.
Yeah. So maybe we can connect to figure out, awesome, okay, so, excellent, thank you. Great. Thank you, Carolina, for raising that, so you can connect with her after or you guys. Next up is, any questions about that? PS 49, correct? 149, what is that? PS 149. The next person I have to come up is Patricia Simpson.
Good evening, all. Patricia Simpson. I have a couple of issues. The first issue is the pop-up car wash that's on the streets of 143rd and Morris Avenue. We have 3 of them in the same block that's taking up parking spaces. Not only are they taking up the parking spaces, but they're washing the cars, and the chemicals that they use, we're intaking them, they're going in the windows. And you have people that's asthmatic, you have people with other conditions, and it's a health hazard. So I need someone to look into that and please remove those car pop-ups if you can. The second one is the parking. You have double park delivery trucks and cars that when the light change, instead of them staying in their lane, they block the walkway. So if you have a carriage, a walker, or yes, you have to go all the way around to the middle of the street just to cross. and they don't have no respect for you. So someone needs, I've reached out to PSA 7, I've reached out to the 4-0 precinct, they said that they would look into it, and no one has done that at all. The next thing I need is, there's a parking garage that's next to the dollar store. They need to put the windows up by the door, because the other day, the kids was running out the store, the cars was coming out the garage, didn't look when it was at a speed where they almost hit the child. Someone had to grab them. If they had a mirror, they can see who's coming past on the sidewalk. That's very important. Last is the sidewalks. People are tripping and falling on the cracks on the sidewalk. I myself fell on the sidewalk. I don't need to fall. And someone needs to fix. I've been complaining about the sidewalks, these cracks, and nothing has been done. Someone really needs to look into it and have these sidewalks fixed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pratt. Ms. Pratt, really quick, I know most of what you're talking about is in the vicinity of Patterson houses. Where exactly are the double parked cars and trucks? Where's that happening?
Lincoln and also Seatown, when the delivery truck comes, they park right there in the middle of the street, blocking the street, blocking the walkway.
Going towards college.
Yeah, you can't even see the light, the street light, when's the cross and when not to cross.
So that's 145th Street.
Yes.
It's 3rd College. And then the sidewalks that you're talking about?
Yes, the sidewalks is Morris Avenue, starting at 144 Morris Avenue, going all the way down. And then you also have it at 143rd Street and 3rd Avenue.
Thank you, Ms. Pratt. Any questions?
Excuse me, Alexander Avenue also. That's one.
Thank you. The next person we have is Tariq Goodman.
Hey, how's everybody doing? So this is actually my first time being at a community board meeting, so thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Tommy Goodman, and I'm just pretty much here to see what's going on in my community, but to also introduce myself. I'm a candidate running for the 84th Assembly District, which is this district here. And one of my talking points is youth enrollment, shelter reform, and that's just cleaning up and bringing light to the Bronx. As y'all know, Bronx is very dark. It's a very dark area. And this is where most of the crime and this is how people feel acceptable to do the crime. So we need to bring light to the area. Not only just bring light to the Bronx, but we also must clean up our area. A lot of people that come from where I come from Jackson Projects. I'm a kid from the street, born and raised. And a lot of people that come from where I come from, they care about their neighborhood, but they also feel like they're being pushed out. They feel like everybody else is doing more than them. And I understand how they feel. One of the things I like to do with my own people is let's reflect on ourselves. To demand something, we must also stand on something. So, even though the election is going on the 5th, I'm going to be doing annual 3rd Avenue cleanups. We already started it already. We started it in September, and we did one just recently on the 20th and the 21st. So, if anybody's, willing to help, or any organizations willing to help, or even if y'all have places that y'all feel like that needs to be cleaned up, feel free to reach out to me, and I can help bring the youth there. On top of that, just to let y'all know, the Department of Sanitation, they don't mind helping or lending rooms or dustpans to anybody. They want to do a cleanup and feel like they need to clean up their environment or that place needs to be cleaned up. Only thing you gotta do is just give them 2 weeks in advance and then just know which garage board is in your district. Outside of that, 1 minute. Outside of that, I'm 33 years old, I'm a father, and I just want to change my community. And whether all of us to have change, we must work together and come up with solutions, not just hear problems and be like, hey, look, let's figure it out, y'all figure it out. We gotta sit down at the table and we gotta go come up with good solutions to get things done. There's a lot of potholes, and not only potholes, there's a lot of cracks out on the streets, like things that need to get done ASAP. These are things that we could demand, especially if they want our vote, especially if they want our support. And we also want to bring these community boards together and these different blocks together to stop these kids from beefing and war. A lot of these parents and people like that, they know each other, the blocks with each other, so I'm probably not speaking the best way or the right way, but we can do more to bring our kids together within the community. And I'm here to help on the rules. My name is Tyler Goodman. You can get my Instagram, and that's it.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carmen Santiago, community, longtime community resident. My story started before the patching, Morehouses, with the Morehouse crew here. And this has been my neighborhood over 55 years, my neighborhood. So, I was here when the Bronx was burning, and I just gotta tell you that I just never seen anything like this as far as drugs. And we'll just take it to the beginning. This is the drug trade, the drug cartels that are letting we're signing these contracts with On Point, Boom, something, Health, Laboon, Health with the needles, what's the other one? St. Anne's? Harm Corner. I'll be naming it. St. Anne's Harm Corner. St. Anne's Harm Corner. This is millions of dollars. You guys see this case, right? This is all divided up, eventually they get a needle. I've been suggesting for 2 years, but since 2016, when C1, most of you guys weren't even here, that's C1, along with Park City, a shooting gallery, that's still happening. We've done cleanups are not the problem. But nobody is trained, and we have to be trained. I'm not trained, but I picked up needles, okay, because I have common sense and a brain that the Creator gave me, okay, with a crew, whether it be the assemblywoman or us here in the community, we've done it. The problem is the needles and allowing these nonprofits to give out these packets. This packet is good. Narcan is illegal. Okay, I don't know if On Point is here or harm reduction or the nonprofits. The only thing that's harmful here is the needle. These needles have to be divided from these packets and monitored and be given as an inpatient. But we used to have in the 70s, 80s, we used to have all these programs in-house, and addict and not self-monitor themselves out in the field in the street. You're giving them money, we got food stamps, housing, SRO, we're giving them a check. We're not giving them healing. We've got to give them options. I'll say that the test here, xylazine drug test, it's in here. Forget about fentanyl. I don't know if you've seen it. This drug is for vets, and it's eating people from the inside out. I just saw a man in Third Avenue Hub, got it cleaned. They did it in Queens, 4 times. I don't know if people are getting silent orders not to proceed. Everybody's coming to the hub, illegal vendors, no licenses. People want to work, we gotta pay taxes. We want people to work, but we're not gonna support you. And we definitely shouldn't be supporting needles. Something's gotta be done. We have solutions, I've been saying for quite a while. Been asking all the politicians, Serrano over there, cameras, horse patrol, bike patrol, canines, cameras, more lighting. But where are the social services? That's what we need. And this drug problem. When we remove and take care of the drugs and heal our people, we'll solve a lot of these problems. It's a domino effect. We're just saying the same thing over and over again. The cause here is the drugs and our people, literally. We're stepping over them. Drug hats, needles, decorating. Go to Fifth Avenue, Museum Mile. No. All the resources, sanitation, I have his number. I know, Bentos. Sanitation, his name is Bentos. They cannot, he does not have the pliers, the bolt cutters, to cut the chains on all the junkyard items attached to our poles, attached to our poles. It's looking like Sanford and Son junkyard. You know, it's like, what is this? But the drug is a real thing, because we live through our people, you know, spaz out on drugs and jumping into the, what are those towers, the water towers, and drowning. Okay, so here it is,
Thank you.
drug problems, the concept.
It's definitely a concern that I think the entire community, I'm grateful that you continue to push on this, because it is something that is super important, and it is something that we really need to demand.
Can I say one thank you?
Yes.
To MRPT, Lori's office, I have a roll call, literally since August, reported it early September, it was removed yesterday, Lori, yesterday, over almost going on 3 months. 2 pictures, thank you, Captain Hidalgo, he literally responds to emails. He sent me a picture, we got rid of the phone call, I sent him a picture, thank you, the officers. So call 311, get that number, have all these things removed, and I would say around your office, the caskets, the concrete caskets.
The flower pot,
The flowers, there's no flowers, because there's drug needles and garbage. You can't grow flowers because they die. So, guys, let's put together, remove them. They take up space too. You know, they just
Thank you.
come.
Thanks, Carmen.
They're like our community, or like. Thank you.
Anna Maldonado.
Hello, I'm a homeowner on 145th Street between Brook and, I'm sorry, between, yes, Brook and Willis Avenues. Recently, the homeowners were told that, we need to buy some new garbage cans, like 4 of them. And then I looked online to figure out how what do we do next. And by November 12th, we're supposed to be using them, put them out. So I have a couple of concerns. Because according, if we don't put it out, we're gonna get services, right? So I think if it's possible for the sanitation department to conduct a meeting similar to this, where we can come and learn, how do we put it out? I mean, there's no instructions. Like, do we buy a liner for it? Do we just throw loose garbage, individual bags? And then when we put it out, my other concern is, will I find it in the morning when I go back out to get it, you know? Because that, I think they're gonna be stolen. Alright, so, we need help to figure this out. And we should be able to always start giving services. It's not correct to be punishing people when we don't know exactly what to do. Thank you.
I'm sorry, really quick. You said that you got, the homeowners were forced to go out and buy these garbage cans?
Yeah, this is anything.
Yes.
This is the composting?
No, not only that. We have to buy 4 garbage cans for recycling, one for paper, one for cans and glass, another one for regular garbage, and another one for composting. No instructions.
Right.
Alright, and by November 12th, we gotta put it out. And we don't have it where we may get services. I guess somebody told me, I guess they're.
So what you're asking for, sorry. So what you're asking for is, pretty much educational resources around how to make this work.
Help us understand how to do it. I've seen other neighborhoods where they use these, trash cans, and I know how they go, like when they go to this, but for us, it's a new thing. How do, because sometimes we put out, they tell us to put up the garbage until after 8 p.m., right? 3 days, 2 days, and 3 days go by, and the garbage is still there. So you know these garbage cans won't be there, the garbage will, but not the garbage cans. So, that's an issue, you know, what are we supposed to do if our garbage cans are stolen? And how is it that they want us to do it? There should be an explanation, not just a system of punishment.
Thank you.
So after the meeting, I'll take your information from Maldonado. My name is Anthony Jordan, district manager to the board. We'll take your information. It's good that we had transportation department come at our last committee meeting. So I have some follow up with you in reference to helping to make sure that your issue is resolved. Thank you.
Right, so I think it's more, hosting something for all the homeowners.
Sure.
Yep. Is this about the county? No. Last person, Abdul Malik.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Abdul Malik. Good evening, board. Just want to reintroduce myself to those who might have worked with in the past. I formerly worked for Gunshot Life Help out at the hospital. Since then, I'm just going to do some work with Community Connections for Youth. I am a new community liaison. And tonight, I wanted to just publicly give you guys some information about the services that come from Community Connections for Youth, our address, and just to introduce myself to the board, to be able to get on the calendar too. You can't hear me?
No, it's the echo in here. And try to English out.
I think I'm
So, like I said, my name is Abdul Malik from Community Connections for Youth. I'll step back a little bit.
Continue.
Our address is hello? So, our address is 369 East 149th Street. We've been in the community as an advocacy program for the last 15 years. Some of the work we're looking to do now is with justice impacted youth and family services. So what does that mean? So most of our young people that we service are on probation. But now with the direct service programs, we're looking to implement, one of them being building a better youth, which is a youth program that supports kids 12 to 17. Really kind of doing some kind of creative work, working on them to reintegrate the community, getting themselves, building out the self-esteem, which is being held at our office. We're looking to partner with not only, we'll continue to look at good probation, but also start partnering with community folks who have targeted young people. And I think use that word targeted, but that's what the police use when they're looking at our young people as perpetrators, unfortunately. We're looking to try to redirect them. And we'll be in this community, visibly in the community, been in the community visibly for years, but now I'll be in direct contact with a person who visiting people that are interested in, one, coming to learn about the program, and two, referring people to our program. I'll be sending a formal presentation to the community board, and hopefully next month I'll be able to present. And before that, if anybody like to reach out, I'll give my information if possible. Okay, my number is, my name is Abdul Malik, my number is 347-990-6481. That's Community Connections for Youth. If you want to just drop me a text and or leave a message, I will turn off the phone. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Let me repeat the number again. I'm sorry. 347-990-6481. Let me give you an email too. So it's Darrell, DARRELL at CCFY org. No, I'm sorry, CC-FY.org. I'll say it again. DARRELL at CC-FY.org. If you want to send me. Any questions? I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody who spoke on the public session. We're gonna move into our, one of our voting items in the city of Yes. This was something that took a while for our community to gather consensus around. As you all know, this was a lengthy process within the city council right now. They've been discussing this, and so it's been a lengthy process, but our chair, Paula Martinez, who's the chair of land use, she's not here, and our vice chair Freddie Perez will talk more about what came from that and get the vote going.
Thank you. So I chair Paul, I think one of the today for the Board of Advisory. But as a senior member of this committee, she has asked me to provide remarks for our city affairs housing proposal. The Housing and Economic Development and Land Use Committee is tasked with posting a vote on the city affairs housing proposal today. Although we are the last community board to do so, we didn't want to rush the process. We wanted to give the community the opportunity to learn more about what the proposal implies for our community and the rest of the city. We hosted an educational forum on October 22nd, on the same evening when the city council hosted a hearing on the city affairs proposal. Those of you who had the opportunity to join our forum had a chance to hear from New York City HPD, and the Association of Affordable Housing in New York, as well as from Councilwoman Diana Yap about the main components and concerns from this plan. There are major components that will require our vote. We ask that you use your vote as an additional opportunity to express your position. As we look forward to writing a letter of recommendation of our recommendations, the results of this vote we share with them to our local executive. So far, more than half the city's 59 community boards voted unfavorably on the plan. I outlined four conditions, meaning they might get on board if certain changes are made. Meanwhile, 4 out of the 5 borough residents have come out in favor of the proposal, but with many conditions, like the ones we'd like to see met. I want to take this opportunity now and request that the board make an amendment to the agenda, because I see that our city councilman, Rafael Salamanca, and he may have something he would like to add before we take this vote. This is just my asking, I make a motion to amend the agenda and let Councilman Salamanca speak as our elected representative of the city council.
Second motion.
Any discussion on that motion? Did someone second?
I
Any discussion on that motion? Any abstentions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. So we want to welcome, Councilmember Rafael Salamanca.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening to everyone, speaking to Board 1. I'm Rafael Salamanca. I'm a council member. I know my representative. Who normally comes to this meeting is Marissa Wiggins. I want to, there's 3 topics that I want to touch base on, and then I'll take some questions. But I want to talk about the city of Yes and the unit process, and the importance of community boards voting on ULURs within the time and how that affects you as a community board. So when there's a ULUR, where someone wants to make a text amendment to the city charter, not the city charter in terms of any land use, when an applicant or developer wants to change the zoning of a building, if they want to build higher than what they're allowed to do, they have to do something that's called, they have to apply for a ULUR, and they have to certify with the city planning commission. Once they certify, the clock starts. And the way it works is that community boards have 60 days to hear it, to testify, and to submit their questions and recommendations when they vote. After the 60 days pass by, and then it automatically goes to the borough president or board, and they have 30 days. After 30 days, it goes to the city planning. They give their recommendations, they vote, and then it comes to the city council, and we have 50 days to decide on this and to vote. The reason that community boards have to vote within those 60 days is because we need their recommendations, so we know what are the concerns that community boards have. If you do not vote within those 60 days, and the process moves on, your community board recommendations are not official city documents. And we in the council don't get the recommendations of that community board. And so while I applaud this community board right now for taking a position on city of yes, but this community board lost the opportunity to give us in the council an official recommendation as to what you would like to see in the city of yes. And this week on Monday and Tuesday, we had our hearings, and we did not have the recommendations of this board to ask questions. It's a learning experience, and I just recommend that moving forward, when you're going through a ULIP application, you have 60 days from when it's certified, you have to submit those recommendations, so we know what exactly, how you feel and how you're in the position that you want to take on. However, yeah.
Councilmember, I appreciate that input. I will say 60 days was very short for the amount of information that was in that plan for housing. And, you know, with the amount of, we have new members who don't even understand what the ULIP process is. And so there's an investment that has to go and should go into getting our members trained on what ULIP is. And also like understanding that when folks stand to come in, for 60 days, that's not enough time, because what they do is, while we have 60 days to decide on a plan, they're only presented to us once or twice. And so, intentionally, sometimes they try to push all this information for us to make these decisions, but I will say that the community board wants to stand and dig deeper in the research before we decided on including that. So thank you.
I just want to point out, if you would have taken a strong stance on it, it would have helped us when we had our hearings to ask those right questions. Now, I understand 60 days is not enough, but that is the process that we have within the city of New York when it comes to you. So I'm just here just trying to educate you. I'm the chairman of the land committee. I want to help you with this in terms of this. I know that this plan, there were 18 pieces in the housing component of this plan. It was, for us as council members, we're trying to get into it. There's a lot of information, and we're trying to, go back to our communities to figure out how this plan affects each and every individual community. I would highly recommend that the district manager reach out to your borough president. They have a city planning division there. They should be able to come to this community board and give you a full training as to how the unit process works. But going back to the city of yes, there are 3 factors that are really affecting our communities.
I'm sorry, were you able to break down the city just for the larger community out of your office and you provide me more?
What we can do is that we can have city planning come back here and give you, I can ask them to give you a full description.
I mean, not
of
just
each
your
of it.
office, but
Sorry?
your office. One of that's asking questions.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
So I'm asking if your office has put out like any additional content or posted anywhere.
No, we haven't done that, because what we've done is that we're waiting for all the recommendations from the community board. And there are 3 factors, there are 3 factors that we are focusing on in terms of this. Number 1, something that we're focusing on has to do with infrastructure. The city wants to grow, the city wants in certain areas that there's low density, they want to build more housing. And one of the concerns that they are is their capital dollars that they are investing for the infrastructure, such as sewage and so on and so forth. And so that's one of infrastructure money is something that they're focusing on. Home ownership. Communities that are doing more than their fair share, such as Community Board 1, Community Board 2, Community Board 3, Community Board 6, that is building all the affordable housing in the borough of the Bronx and probably in the entire city of New York. Well, we're asking, instead of just bringing more affordable housing with extra bonuses, why can't we have home ownership attached to it? That's number 2. Number 3, some of the parking mandates. I know that that's a controversial issue in terms of parking mandates, but those buildings that are being built with market rate, with a portion of it that is affordable, right now there's a mandate that they have to have a 1-to-1 in terms of parking. That is going to be decreased, but we're negotiating in terms of what it is in terms of parking mandates. It's a very complicated plan, and we're digging into it. And if you have more questions on it, you can feel free to reach out to our office, and we'll try to answer this as best as we can. Let me get through this, 3 points, and then I'll take questions right after that. I promise I'll take questions. Number 2, these past 2 weeks, I've been reaching out to some of the city commissioners and other elected officials to come do walkthroughs with us. 149th Street and 3rd Avenue and Melrose, you don't know is an issue here, right? We have a big issue with opioid. One of the issues that we have here, you don't know, we have over 24 non-for-profits that are providing substance use programs in that intersection. Whether it's methadone, whether it's English change, it's just oversaturated. And this is non-for-profits that have been there for decades. So you attach that with the issue that we have at the Plaza, you attach that with the issue that we have with homeless shelters in there, you're gonna get exactly what we have on 140th Street and 3rd Avenue. My office, in the last couple of years, we've invested, I would say, over $6 million getting into some of the non-profits where what they have is called peers. They are former users who have changed their life around, and they are working in terms of trying to get some of these, and the users that are on the streets, to get them off the streets. Many of them choose not to. We cannot arrest our way out of this, right? So what they're doing is that they're feeding them, they're giving them clothing, they're bringing doctors there to take care of their wounds, offering them somewhere where they can shower, where they can sleep for a few days. It's an ongoing problem. I understand it. So what we've done, or what I've done in the last 2 weeks to bring more attention to the issue, I brought the guy John Williams on. He was with me last week, so he could physically see the issue that's happening here. And on Friday, I brought out Commissioner Jessica Tish, Commissioner for Sanitation, to walk the streets with me, which she did. We do not only have issues there with in terms of homelessness and the opioid use, issues with people dumping garbage in our streets. And so hopefully there would be some change in terms of cleanliness there. But I am working with the 3rd Avenue bid, and we're working with the district manager, Anthony Jordan, to try to address key areas where there's a you have areas where there is people dumping that you're noticing, please bring it to our attention so that we can work with the public sanitation to try to address that issue. And then finally, I'm a former district manager for community board too before I became a councilman. So I understand the work that it takes in to come in here during the week, in the evening, and have these meetings. And it's not easy work. And when I was a district manager, I needed things in my office. When I would call the city or I would call my other elected officials, they would tell me that I would have to work within my budget. And I just thought that it was just unfair. And so in this year's budget, I decided I have 5 community boards that I represent as a council member. And in this year's budget, I have to do 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. And in this year's budget, I set aside $310,000 for community boards. And I'm basically here to present community board with a check for $62,000 so that we can upgrade this technology. Whether you want to buy a computer, you want to buy a TV, you want to buy iPad, I know you have a house and stuff, but I just don't have anything to do. I'll stand up.
What about St. Mary's Park? No, now it's time, that's gonna be. What happened, St. Mary's Park? What's going on with the drug dealers? Criminals. Get rid of the drug dealers. We're letting them in ourselves. It's big business.
Yes.
Go to Jeremiah, sorry.
Myself, my name is Tommy Jordan, we have the day for assembly, but also here as a citizen and concerned citizen. Okay. One question that I have to ask, what community boards have voted on time?
Excuse me?
What community boards that you represent got to vote on time?
All of them.
All of them? Which ones?
Can board 2, can board 3, can board 6, can board 9.
So we're the only community board?
In my district, yes.
Okay, so you just said, out your mouth just now, that you know how it feels, right? To be one of them, to be in a position. And she just told you, that that's not enough time. Now, I'm a regular citizen, this is my first year in politics, this is my first year coming to you, and this, I didn't know. So therefore, the people didn't know about it. What did your, once again, that's just the act, what did your office do? What we put you in office to do? To give us the information, to get to allow us to work with them, to have them vote for us in time.
So let me explain how it works, right? When there is an application from a developer or from the city planning commission, this is their application. So as you're getting this information, you're getting this information at the same time. And so city planning is responsible for covering both of the community board, because it's a citywide application. Any community boards presenting this application.